Our brand new cycle of basic space lands is now available for purchase at www.itresolvesmtg.com. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another gameplay video. Before we jump into this one, I just want to mention, if you're interested in picking up those space lands that hopefully you saw an ad for at the beginning of this video, you can do that. They are all now available. You can do that on our website, itresolvesmtg.com. That is the place to pick them all up, and I am so excited, so happy actually that they turned out so well. I know we've talked about them for quite a while now. Thankfully, they are finally here. So please do jump on over there if you're interested in picking those up. We'd certainly appreciate it. Now, let's jump into today's deck. This one is a bit of an odd build. It's all based around Offspring's Revenge. So there's a Mardu list, Reanimator list, all based on this. So the idea here is we get some powerful stuff in the graveyard that matches the either red, white, or black. Get a bunch of powerful creatures in the graveyard, and then at the beginning of our combat step, we get a free 1/1 from our graveyard. Essentially, it's a 1/1 version of the creature that we're pulling out. It gains haste, and then depending on what we pull out, it does a lot of really powerful stuff. So as far as targets for this, we do have Cavalier of Flame. This is actually just a very easily playable card. This is just a really nice one to also be able to discard some of our other big stuff. And so this is actually more of... I mean, it is a Reanimator target, but it's not necessarily one that we're looking to get. I think we're much more focused on these higher drops here. So Harmonious Archon is one of them. The list I originally pulled had 4 of these. I did not actually have enough wildcards, which is kind of funny. We haven't run into that problem yet, but this is a very good card. Essentially, it's an automatic 3-for-1 that pulls out a bunch of awesome stuff. Really like this card. Interested to see how it kind of plays out, because any value like this is going to be really good, but this does technically work for the opponent's creatures too. So non-Archon creatures all across the board have base power toughness 3/3, so kind of interesting. Inspiring Commander is kind of a replacement card here, and it works actually really well in this deck. So it's only a 1/4 for 6, which seems terrible, but whenever another creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield under your control, you gain a life and draw a card. Well, everything that we pull back is going to be a 1/1 with this, and so every time we pull something back, it essentially is going to give us a life and draw us a card, which is going to help us keep moving forward. We also have Drakuseth, Maw of Flames, and this is really the big damage dealer, without a doubt. This is really strong, essentially able to deal a lot of damage despite it only being a 1/1, and because it has flying, it can, you know, really get in for some damage, but it also deals that extra 4 and then 3 damage depending on, how we decide to split that up. So very powerful. As a bit of a backup, we have Command the Dreadhorde. This is something that we can actually use on our opponent's graveyard as well, but this is just something that pulls out a lot of really good stuff. We have to take a pretty big hit on our equal to the CMC of whatever we pull back, but if we really can't find the revenge, we've got a 2 of Command the Dreadhorde here to help us get there. As far as cards to help us get to where we can drop our 5-mana revenge, the sweepers here, we've got 2 Deafening Clarion and 4 Shatter the Sky for a total of 6. This obviously a bit conditional, but very good, and this can make our opponent draw a card, but again, that's kind of okay. It doesn't really matter too much. We just need to be able to clear the board. So against those aggro decks, we've got a little bit more to do. The Wanderer here is a bit of an interesting include, but I found it to be pretty good, especially against like mono red burn decks. This just prevents any burn, pretty much, from hitting specifically you and your creatures. Now they can still hit the Wanderer, which is fine, but this really does a good job with this. It also exiles target creature with power 4 or greater. That's really good against certain things like Anaxes, even Bone Crusher Giants, things like that. So very happy to have this here. Will not be good in every matchup, but definitely good in a few. As far as the rest of the deck goes, essentially this is all discard/draw. It's technically rummaging effects, so we discard a card, draw 2 cards. Discard 2 cards, draw 3 cards. Discard a card, draw 2 cards, amass 1. Very cool card. Just gives us a blocker here. And then Rix Maadi Reveler is a discard and then draw, and then if we can spectacle it, we discard our hand and then draw 3. So Lots of really, really cool stuff. Let's look at our land count here. We are exactly at 24. We've got a 4-4-4 split, 4 Sacred Foundry, 4 Savai Triome, and 4 Fabled Passage. Pretty straightforward. So, let's see how it does. I have play tested just a little bit with this. Not a lot, but just enough that we can kind of get our feet wet with it, so I've got a little bit of a better idea how to play it. I have found that some of the decks we have played have not been all that great. So I'm trying to kind of vet them a little bit, so to speak, first. Unfortunately, this does not seem like a keepable hand. It does have a sweeper, which is great, but we've got no draw, no discard. I'm going to just do this. And this is a much better hand. We'll keep that. What do we want to get rid of? I think we'll actually get rid of the Cavalier here. We'll lean on the Sacred Foundry. Next turn, we've got Thrill of Possibility. We've got enough things to want to discard that, you know, it's not a huge deal to get rid of the Cavalier of Flames. As long as we can draw something, we'll be okay. Okay, that's fine. Not an amazing card there. Let's do this. Let's do... just to get a couple more cards down. Not great, man. Not hitting our the cards that we need, unfortunately. Honestly, would have been better to probably discard a land at this point, but we will see. I do really like this deck. I found it online. Ooh, feather deck, huh? I did find it online, and it's pretty sweet. I mean, it does some really cool stuff. Let's just get this down. We're gonna cycle away one of these. Still nothing. Unfortunately, really not getting there. Normally we have a little bit better luck, I will say, getting our reanimation targets, but that is okay. Hopefully we can hit something here. I'm gonna do this. At the very least, we will get this Rix Maadi Reveler here. And we're not going to attack. We'll be able to hopefully block here. Just to save ourselves a little bit of damage, we're going to, assuming... Ooh, that's a big one. We'll pass. I said we were going to block. I think for now we'll pass. Shatter. Shatter is quite good here. Let's do that. Alright. At least we got the threats off the board. And then they played more. Very much expected, though, out of a Boros deck. This is a bit of a fringe deck, I think. I don't think this is a super powerful card by any means, or deck by any means. Let's do this. Man, still just nothing. That's a little surprising, I'll be honest. Normally we at least hit something here. Let's do that. I'm going to discard the Wanderer. Goodness gracious, we are just not getting lucky here. This is pretty unusual, I think. It's pretty bad. Wow. We're not going to attack. Again, we just need to leave up blockers now, for sure. They're going to give it first strike if we block here, so we'll just do this for now. Either way, one of our creatures is going to die. Might as well keep the stronger one. Alright. Give me something good here. Wow. Very strong. Ooh, kind of wish they had played that first, I bet. Alright. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let's discard 2 lands. Yeah, I mean, it's something. It's not great, but it's something. You and discard you. Command the Dreadhorde, huh? Let's Fabled Passage. Command the Dreadhorde will be a dead card. The Wanderer is not a dead card, but it doesn't really hit much in this match, so... And there we go. Those are the cards that we were looking for, which unfortunately I don't think will matter too much this time. But We'll see. We've used a lot of our discard spells just to get to them, unfortunately, so don't have a lot of high hopes. Sure. And that's where the Wanderer does come in handy, is to prevent some of these burn spells. This one, a little bit different, but interesting. They do know they have to sacrifice. That was kind of interesting. We might get a turn. We'll block the 3. Give ourselves the best chance possible. Well, they both have 3, I should say, but... Interesting. That really doesn't work, though. We kind of have to do this, right? Shatter the Sky is good, but assuming they have more to play, we need to kind of go wide. So let's try this. Don't know. Don't have high hopes, but this just gives us the best opportunity. At least we are at the point now where we can just play out our threats. That is kind of nice. Maw of Flames would be great if it, you know, was in a position where they only have 1 creature. But unfortunately, that's not going to do it. Yeah. Kind of hope they have to... Oh. Doesn't have haste, at least. Do they get to kill this? If they kill either of my creatures, then they just win. Well, that's not killing them. Alright. I mean, this is... We can Shatter the Sky, sweep the board, then be able to pull back the Archon, which is not bad. Except trample? Yeah, okay. Well, in that case, we do just lose. Man, we were getting close. We were not there, though. That's okay. That was a bit of an anomaly, I think. That was a bit rough. So let's go ahead and jump into game 2. I do think this deck is really sweet. I think it's an interesting build, and it features a cool card from Ikoria that we have not yet seen too much from. And so I think that's kind of what drew me to it. I'm interested to see if we can really make it work at any point, but we'll do the best we can. Not worried about it. Not worried. All right. Let's keep... Against mono red. It's going to be an interesting matchup. We really would love like Deafening Clarion as early as possible. We'll play out the Rix Maadi Reveler here, though. Discarding our Inspiring Commander. And that's fine. At least we take that burn spell for the Reveler. That's good. That's what we want. That is not good. Definitely need a sweeper here. Like 100%. Next turn, we kind of need to start firing off some of these Cathartic Reunions. We need to get some more... Like, if we can get a Maw of Flame in the graveyard, for instance, that would be a very good way of dealing with their board. Unfortunately, we're having some rough draws, I'll be honest. This feels just kind of bad on the draw end of things. Okay. Land. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and Fabled Passage for whatever we can hopefully get. Just get that. Probably should have gotten a second white, or red, excuse me. Let's get rid of you, and we'll get rid of one of these. We do need at least one more land. Yeah, that was a mistake. We should have gotten a second red, so we could have double Cathartic Reunion. Ugh. And unfortunately, 2, 6, 7, 8. Very little we can actually do to stop this win. We play the Revenge, and that's just not good enough. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and concede here. That was a pretty quick game. Let's go ahead and jump into game 3. That was a bit of a misplay, I think. I definitely should have gotten a second red, and then we could have at least gotten something out the following turn with haste, which is very important. All right, let's do it. We can get one. I believe in us. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. Want to thank everybody for the support lately. We have had quite a lot of it. Also want to invite you to join our Discord if you're not already in there. We've kind of rejuvenated it a little bit. Link is in the description if you're interested in joining. We certainly would appreciate it. We'll keep this hand. Probably just play out the Fabled Passage early. And I'm not sure if we get Swamp or the second white, honestly. Let's keep. Black would just help us cast a future, whatchamacallit? Offspring's Revenge. You know, the card that the deck is based on. But double white's going to be really crucial for the Shatter the Sky here. So I think I'm going to lean towards the white. Play to the hand. Let's make sure that we can get our cards played out here. Gotta pass. Next turn we can Honor the God-Pharaoh, so discarding the Archon, and then hopefully we can get Shatter off the next turn. And then turn after that, if we can get a black source, we're in good shape for the Offspring's Revenge, which is great. Yeah, we'll just do this. Discard you. This will just be a blocker for a Linden or something like that, and that's fine. That's kind of what that card is for, really. Still no black source, though very crucially, not a second white source either, so I don't think we were wrong to do what we did. We do have to keep ourselves alive here, so that's pretty important. Well, and there's our second white. Let's do this. We'll just Shatter. A nice 4-for-1 there. Feels pretty good. And we do have these Rix Maadi Revelers in hand, so we can start kind of deploying those to hopefully get us where we need to be. There's a nice world here where we actually get to... Let's do this first. Discard a Sacred Foundry. Oh, there it is. There's our black source. Perfect. Not really another card that we want to discard. But let's do this here just to like spread some threats out. There's a nice world where they gain some life, and then we get to wander the Ajani's Pridemate, which is kind of nice. I have hope. I have high hope. Let's not take 4. Okay. Fortunately, we can't do everything we want to do, but let's do this. Let's get rid of that Pridemate, because that is going to be a big issue for us. And then here, we're happy to trade this off. Next turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm all too happy to Rix Maadi Reveler for the Maw of Flame, and then play out the Offspring. Yep. That's fine by me. Could have like a Dire Tactics here, that would be interesting, or something weird like that. Very good. Very, very good. Okay, well, we didn't get the land we need. Here, let's just go ahead and play the Offspring. Now we get to exile that, which is awesome. And we'll just go ahead and play out the Archon. We'll swing for our mighty one. Alright, well, let's see what we can do. Nothing on the opponent's side, huh? It's actually, well, it's not gonna matter actually, is it? Let's do this. This means we get to discard the Maw of Flame here. Not an amazing draw. Let's just cycle this. We're not going to use it for anything else. We've got more than enough mana at this point. Okay. And let's get Maw of Flame. Start doing some damage. In tandem with this, this not only gets haste, but it's also going to be dealing, you know, a butt ton of damage. We do have to submit 0. We can't select the same target, unfortunately. So it really doesn't matter what we select there. All right. Seems pretty good. And this is exactly what the deck's trying to do. In tandem with all these cards, it can really do some damage. So, Command the Dreadhorde. Are we really on that plan is the question. This is going to die no matter what we do, because all we have to do is attack in. So I'm actually just going to keep ourselves going here. May not be 100% correct, but we're going to try it. Interesting. Okay. Let's just attack in. Oh yeah, we get this guy out. Cool. We'll put you down. 4 damage here, 3 damage here. And there we go. That's what we looking to do. Swinging in. Down to 5. We could have given our stuff lifelink, but it didn't matter. All right, there we go. So at least we got 1 win with this. A little inconsistent in the first 2 games, so I'm hoping that we can get past that in the second video. We will see. Hope you enjoyed this one. Please make sure to leave a like or a comment if you have not already. We certainly do appreciate all the support lately, guys. It's been fantastic. Don't forget to check out our website, itresolvesmtg.com, to see if you would like to buy any of those amazing new lands. We're very excited about it. So thanks a lot, guys. I will see you in the next gameplay video, part 2, with this list. Going to be exciting.